A Bumrah has no support, pace bowling needs a rapport, batters need to play overs, not hiding like some lovers. Rohit come back opening, NKR come to 3 down, see Raja cash wickets and Kohli claiming his crown. Then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hit Cricket, your source for cricket analysis, commentary, and fun. Joined with me, two big Indian fans, Rahul and Nanesh. So today we're going to be talking about the upcoming Brisbane Test at the Gabba. It's a big one for India to keep their World Test Championship hopes alive, but we're hoping that they can pull through. First, let's talk about the conditions in Brisbane. Generally, the conditions are conducive to pace bowling, but it could potentially be a decent wicket to bat on as well. Rahul, do you have any thoughts on the Brisbane Test and the conditions potentially?
Yeah, so before I go into the technicalities, I'll just start off once again with the song just to sum up the situation India's in. So I chose a bit of a sad song. Adelaide came in Adelaide for India. Oh, Rohit Kohli not amongst the runs. But here we go supporting them again today. Because we are die-hard India fans forever, pa. Because we are die-hard India fans forever, pa. A Bumrah has no support, pace bowling needs a rapport, batters need to play overs, not hiding like some lovers. Rohit come back opening, NKR come to 3 down, see Raja cash wickets and Kohli claiming his crown. Then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha, then we will win a matcha. So basically, we're in a really bad hole at the moment. Horrible loss in Adelaide. None of our batters really got going. No support for Bumrah on the other side. But I do feel we can turn it around with the quality we have in our team. And as far as the Brisbane itself is concerned, yeah, exactly like you mentioned, suitable for pacers early on, but if the batters can't apply themselves in that new ball, then definitely conducive for run scoring. Because a lot of the past few test matches have seen scores of over 300 in a lot of the innings that have been played. So it is a decent wicket to bat on for sure. And where run scoring is not impossible. If you apply yourself, you can definitely score runs on this wicket. But I do definitely feel that Australia do have the upper hand, just because of the confidence they're coming in with and the paces they have to exploit these conditions. They definitely do have a more well-rounded pace bowling attack than us, where we just have Bumrah and there's a clear step down after Bumrah. But Australia has three gun fast bowlers who are not less than each other in any way, and their different skill sets are just so unique that they can dismantle any side over. So in that way, I do feel Australians are more suited for the conditions, but India can definitely turn the tide in their favor if they can just get more support in the bowling department for Bumrah and the batters can actually apply themselves. Because as I mentioned, there are runs in on this pitch if batters can stay in for a bit.
Yeah, great song, Rahul. But
Thank you.
I think Australia are favorites for this game, in my opinion, too. I mean, Gabba has been traditionally like favorites for Australia, and of course, we have been in that situation where they were teasing us or uh, like saying, "Come to Gabba," famous quote from Tim Payne. And we've beaten them in Gabba after like 30 years or something. And then, of course, the West Indies also with great bowling from Shamar Joseph has taken down Australia in Gabba. But of course, it doesn't take out the thing that Gabba is a fortress for Australia still, and they'll have that in their mind. That will probably keep India on a back foot too. But looking at the conditions and stuff, Australia's pitch curator has said that it will be more of a bounce and pace wicket. So we could expect to see a lot of bounce and pace. But yeah, I mean, he also said he wants a good contest between bat and ball, so that we'll see how that goes.
We're hoping for some run scoring because, as Rahul said, there's a clear gap between India's pace bowling attack and Australia's, at least as a whole. So, potential playing 11 changes. Hazelwood could be back from his injury, would they want to replace Boland or mess with the rest of the lineup and put Hazelwood in for somebody else? I don't think they would do that, but yeah, that could be one thing Australia looks to do with their playing 11. Do you guys have any
Yeah,
thoughts?
I think Hazelwood is definitely coming back into the lineup. But other than that, the lineup looks same from previous game.
Yeah, I mean, usually Scott Boland is just that replacement bowler. No matter how well he does, once the top trio of paces are back, he has to find his way on the bench, unfortunately. And that's how the Australians operate. They don't see how a replacement player performs. If the main player is back, they usually just fit them back right in just to keep that combination intact. So yeah, I definitely see Hazelwood coming in for Boland because there's no other slot he can fit into exactly. They're not going to take a batter out. There's no way they're going to remove Nathan Lyon either, who's been a legend for them over the years. They're not like India to remove Ashwin, so they're not going to do that. So yeah, I think Hazelwood for
Talking
bowling seems
about
like the main
India,
change.
I think they might be replacing Ashwin, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I think they'll to play around with that top order too, bringing back Rohit Sharma to open, and then Yashasvi Jaiswal, of course. I don't think he'll move, and then Shubman Gill at number three, Virat Kohli four, KL Rahul five, Punt as a wicketkeeper at six, and then they'll keep NKR and then replace Ashwin with Jadeja, I think. And then they'll also take out Harshit Rana in place of Kashdeep. I think they should. It's not a I think they should take him on for Akarsdeep and Mohammad Siraj and Bumrah will stay. But yeah, I think crucial changes are Rohit Sharma, I think, will open, and Ravindra Jadeja will be replacing Ashwin. I mean, we've seen how many Ashwin does good, but they still replace. So I think in that situation, they'll replace Jadeja or
You
with
know how
Ashwin.
the Jadeja Ashwin change sounds to me? There's this one movie scene in Tamil actually where auto is not working, and then this guy changes the mirror of the auto, and suddenly they expect it to start to work. That's the one movie scene that is what reminds the Ashwin Jadeja change reminds me of. Because I mean the spin is not the problem here. Like I mean Ashwin didn't do that bad a job. They might do that. They replaced Sundar for Ashwin itself. If they replace Jadeja also, they'll just be messing with that one spot over and over again, expecting a different result. So, I mean, I don't know what Ashwin did wrong exactly to get replaced there, but sorry, what you like that change just reminded me of that scene because I mean, it's irrelevant to what's actually wrong with the team, in my opinion, actually. But Harshit Rana, Akashdeep change absolutely makes sense to me. Harshit Rana's been leaking runs like anything. So I think Akashdeep is a much more favorable bowler for the bouncy wickets in Australia, especially at the Gabba. I feel like he'll definitely be a great complement for Bumrah and Siraj. And yeah, I think that's the only change I see. And I completely agree with you that Rohit should open the batting because that sends a good message out and it sends a message like we're here for the fight. We're not scared of you to the Aussies because I don't know, just Rohit coming in at six just seems like a timid move and the lack of confidence is just visible. So I think regardless of if Rohit is in form or out of form, because if he's in form, he's definitely coming into open, regardless of the situation. So I think he should come into open, and KL Rahul should just be given a proper role at uh, six and say, "You're batting here, perform us this role here." And something else I do is I actually push Nitish Kumar Reddy up the order, maybe to like five or something,
Yeah, I was
because
about to ask about that.
yeah, he's shown credentials batting like really well, and the shots he's playing is phenomenal. And I feel he definitely deserves an opportunity up the order to just show his skills. And I think he's the best batter on the tour right now, so it's a criminal not giving him that opportunity to bat up the order.
Exactly. He is the best batter that is in form right now. Even though it's his debut series in Australia too. But I was thinking the same. They should move him up, but I don't see how they could fit him in because I think all our batters are basically openers. Like you can see, Rohit Sharma is opener, Jaiswal is opener, Gill is opener, Kohli is opener, uh, Kale is
Kohli,
opener. I mean, I'm talking about other formats.
oh, okay.
So like basically, we have these many openers sitting, and then you're playing them down these orders, and then I don't think and Kara usually plays at like three or four, so I think that's why they put him down. But I would like to see him move up, but I don't think he will be going up. Maybe one spot they'll just switch between Rishabh Pant and Nitish Kumar Reddy, depending on the situations and stuff. But other than that, I don't see any changes.
No, I mean they can't really change their batting, like the personnel, the batting personnel they have because who's out there? Dhruv Jurel. I mean, you replaced him with Rohit Sharma. Devdutt Padikkal didn't do much in that first Test match either. I don't know. You potentially have an Abhimanyu Eastern, but he's not even debuted for India. So you don't really have any replacement personnel out there either you can replace any of these batters with. And you're not replacing Rohit and Kohli at this point in the series when it's 1-1 and it's crucial matches coming up. That's not even a thought that would be going in their mind. You have to back them. So I think just the batting order should shift. Rohit comes back opening, but as far as the personnel is concerned, like we mentioned, I think Akash Deep should come in for Harshit Rana. And you said Jadeja for Ashwin. I mean, I don't know if that'll make too much like of a difference in terms of the team composition or the playing 11 itself, but I mean, if they do that, it'll just be like a merry-go-round in that one position. So I'm willing to see the third option as well there.
Yeah, I think
Hmm.
after the dominant win that Australians had in Adelaide, I think they'll try to keep that motivation and then that momentum going forward in this Brisbane test too. Like with how I think Marnus scores a lot of runs in Gabba, and he's a good batter in Gabba. So I think they'll like to see him scoring a lot of runs. And with that bounce and pace, I think Stark also will be crucial key role will be playing a key role for Australia. But when it's coming to India, I think Bumrah, of course, he's the main key over here, and our other pacer is also either it's Siraj or Akashdeep. Hopefully, one of them takes those crucial wickets, and we need, like you said, Kohli and Rohit to be back in form as soon as possible. Not even as soon as like from innings one itself, or else we'll be in a lot of trouble.
And I think I mentioned this earlier itself. Shubman Gill's hitting these really pretty 30s and 20s, but he's just not kicking on after. And he's either getting good balls or he's just missing straightforward balls. There's something about it, but he's not able to convert in this test format. And it's just not good enough when you're playing, when you're the number three batter on an overseas tour. And you're replacing someone of the high stature of Cheteshwar Pujara, you got to do better than this. Like, so, I mean, I'm expecting a big knock from Shubman Gill as well at some point in this series. Hopefully it comes now. I mean, he should have good memories batting at the Gabba. Played that magnificent knock the last time around, 94 odd runs, uh, like in that crucial test match. So I'm expecting big things from Gill as well this game. Hopefully he can put up some
But
good
yeah, I
numbers.
think if India does win the toss, I think they should decide to bat first because it'll be easier to bat here. And then as we go on to day three, day four, it'll be tough batting. I think then our bowling needs to show up. So I think it's a good thing if they do win the toss, they should go for batting.
But as I mentioned in my song, it's no point batting just 40 overs and giving it back to the opposition to bat the rest of the day out. You have to actually stay in there and bat the full first day if you win the toss and bat first. Grind the opposition out, get like 340 odd for five in 90 overs, and make sure you're batting on day two because there's no point just getting all out for 150 in 50 overs and just giving the other side a chance to bat in good batting conditions still. You're wasting the point of batting first. So yeah, they definitely have to look to bat timeout so they can grind the bowling of Australia.
Yeah. Looking at this match, though, I don't think it's about us having pride in winning or anything. There's nothing about that. It's just our playoff implications for our World Test Championship, and I think we have talked about those scenarios in our last video. Please check it out. No, um, but um, those scenarios are what we're playing for right now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. I mean, World Test Championship is at the first of all our priorities, and we need to win 2 out of 3 games. You got to buckle up now itself. There's no other time to do it than now, and we've got absolute legends on our side and young studs in the making. So there's no doubt in me as to that they cannot do it. Definitely have the potential to do it, but will they do it? And will they step up with the bat? Will Bumrah get support with the ball? There's just a lot more questions on our side, on both departments than in Australia's side, which is looking a bit more sharper after the Adelaide Test match.
Yeah, the form of Stark and Cummins, it's going to be very difficult for the Indian batsmen to overcome unless, like you said, Gill can convert those 20s to, half centuries, centuries, and then just in general, the legends of India, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, if they can get back in form, I think they could potentially counter that, that good form the Australian bowlers are in. But yeah, any predictions, guys? I know we're a little bit downtrodden after the previous go about here. But what do you guys think India's chances are in this
You say
one?
yours first.
Oh, mine? I don't know, man. I was confident last time. I was like 60-40 India, but I don't know. It's tough at the Gabba. So I'd go 65-35 in favor of Australia, just given their form and how India's been struggling, at least in the previous game.
Yeah, makes sense how y'all are wearing yellow. So yeah, I expected that.
Hey, I am not an
Uh,
Aussie. I can do a
Me
good
too,
Aussie
but
accent, but
uh,
no.
what do you call it? My predictions are Australia 55% and India 45, 45, 55,
The math is not mathing, sir.
45, 55, but that too because I don't think India will just sleep and be like, oh, let's let Australia win. I think India will come back strong. They will have that fighting courage in them, and that will have chance. But we can because of the pitching and stuff. I think I'll give 55 to Australia.
Yeah, I mean, last time I gave Australia an edge, India ended up winning, so I'm gonna give Australia an edge also here. But
Reverse
yeah, I think
psychology, guys.
yeah, but no, Brain also says Australia as in the before the first test, just because of the confidence they're coming in with. So I'd say Australia 60-40 for sure, but I'd never count out India in pressure games like this. They're known to bounce back after such humiliations. We saw in last time around 36 all out to winning in Melbourne, then winning at the Gabba. We saw that turnaround. So I definitely do see some sort of comeback. Definitely a better performance than Adelaide coming. I don't, if you ask me if it's enough to win, I'm not too sure about that, but definitely a better performance is coming, and India will definitely fight hard till the end. But Australia does have the edge.
hmm Completely agree. All right, that should be everything for this preview. Let us know your predictions in the comments and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.